Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Welcome back to a new Daily Bite. 1 month ago or so, I posted a video titled, Who Are We to Approve or Deny Anyone Islam? And that video got a comment, which I want to seize this opportunity to address it as much as I can. The comment comes in three sections. The first is, why didn't the Saudi Arabia Imam ask for permission to go and give the people of Gaza food and arms during the Ramadan? And then the second is, where are all the malams that we know have jinns? Can't the jinns do something, or has it all been lies? And this will be our point of discussion today, inshallah. And the third question says, can the Muslims boycott this year's Hajj in protest for the Saudis to pressure Donald Trump to talk to Netanyahu to stop the killings? Why are the whole Arab communities not doing anything? I am worried and frustrated with all these killings. Okay, this my assumption based on the second question when he used, why are all the malams? So I assume this question comes from a Muslim who is from Ghana. Very quickly, for the first question, why didn't Saudi Arabia Imam ask for permission to go and give the people of Gaza food and arms? Well, the question answers itself. Why didn't the Imams of Saudi Arabia ask for permission? Politically appointed Imams and leaders, scholars, religious scholars, they can do anything without permission, especially when it comes to this kind of things. Maybe he asked for permission, or they asked for permission and they were not granted. Maybe they didn't have the courage to ask for that permission in the first place. Allah knows. Question number 3, can the Muslims boycott the Hajj in protest of what is happening in Gaza to pressure whoever are there in charge to allow food for the people of Gaza? I'm not sure if Hajj has anything to do with Gaza, and I am not sure that the Hajj contributes to the pressure that is happening on Gaza. Yes, Saudi Arabia definitely gives money to the US. US is probably the sole sponsor of the Israel. But that said, let us separate Hajj, performing Hajj, and what the Saudi government is doing, whether it is Islamically approved or Islamically frowned at. Now, going to the second question, where are all the malams? For anyone who is not from Ghana and watching this video, in the Hausa language, malam is a religious scholar or religious teacher. In Malay, in Malaysia, Singapore, Indonesia, malam, not malam. Malam is night. Okay, so why are all the malams here? Which means, why are all the religious teachers, the religious scholars that we know have jinns? Where are they? And why can't the jinns do something? From this question, I understand that the person believes that the religious teachers whom claims they have jinn, or they have association with jinn, can do something with the jinn. This is what I understand from the question. And this is why dedicating this daily bite for this is very important. Because believing that way, or believing in such a way, has implication, which leads to a lot of things, including understanding or developing the perception for the first question and the last question. By the mention of the last question, inshallah, in today's morning walk chit chat, we are going to discuss something very relevant to it. So if you are watching this, please stay tuned. Hours later, you will see another video which may be lengthy, but it will address question number 3 extensively, inshallah ta'ala. We have to understand as Muslims that humans insan and jinn are two different worlds, two different creatures. We have our world, they have their world. They can see us, we cannot see them in normal circumstances, in normal situations. Are there situations where humans can see jinn? Yes, there are. But that is not normal. That is exceptional situations. So we are not responsible for what happens in the world of jinn, and the jinns are not responsible for what happens in our world. Our duty on this earth is to worship Allah alone. Their duty, the jinn, their duty is to also worship Allah alone. So, but we don't have to worship Allah together because we don't see one another. So just like you and I can see one another and interact normally, you and a jinn cannot interact normally like that. I and jinn cannot interact normally like that. They are not responsible for what happens in our world. We are not responsible for what happened in their world. We cannot see them, yes, but just because they can see us doesn't mean that they are responsible for what happened in our world. Even a jinn Muslim, in fact, a jinn Muslim will not allow himself to be used by humans for anything. And you mentioned that the Malams, they have jinn. What do the jinns do for them? How have they having jinn helped in any way? How has they having jinn helped to make them better Muslims? It is always when there is this kind of situation that the jinn, if there is any in reality, is for worldly matters, is for dunya gains. They will not have jinn to become better Muslims. All right. If you really know someone who has jinn and claims to have jinn, look at his condition, look at his lifestyle. It is mostly have some dirty situations which can be very disgusting, if I can use that, if I can use that word. So should the jinn be used to overcome to gain victory in Gaza? With or without jinn, humans alone cannot, creatures alone cannot gain victory for Islam without the will of Allah. So if we want victory for Gaza, we want victory for any cause for Allah's sake, we ask for that victory from Allah. And in order for Allah to grant us that victory, number one, it follows His timing. And then number two, we have to do things the way that Allah approves, not the way that Allah disapproves. All right. So where are all the malams that we know? I don't know any, but if you know, you will want to know that most likely they are scammers. In addition to being scammers, they are doing a lot of things that are un-Islamic, if I'm to put it nicely. And in some situations, they are committing shirk, black magic, and what have you. Can the jinn do something? As far as Gaza is concerned, the jinn cannot do anything. Only Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala allows things to happen in His way. Has it all been lies? A lot of lies are involved as far as the claim for having jinn or the claim to be having connection, association with jinn is involved. I hope this answers and addresses the question raised by this viewer. May Allah grant us what it takes to purify our dunya for the best interest of our akhirah. Until the next daily bite, I leave you in Allah's protection. See you in Jannah. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.